Y&R Spoilers. Patty's betrayal could seal Victor's fate after explosive arrest. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates reveal Victor Newman's, Eric Braden, fate could be sealed. Patty Williams, Stacey Haydock, whole plot to reclaim Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, blew up in her face. Now that she failed to frame Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, for killing Jack, and Diane survived the Digitalis attack, will she wreak revenge on Victor? Diane was at the hospital with Kyle and Tracy, anxiously awaiting Jack's coming to. This week, Diane was at the hospital with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, and Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland, anxiously waiting for Jack to wake up. Tracy stepped out, and Diane and Kyle rushed home to grab Jack some clothes while he underwent scans. Meanwhile, Patty sneaked past Kyle's hired guard, disguised as a nurse, with a deadly Digitalis injection in her pocket. She spoke to the unconscious Jack, insisting he must die for choosing Diane over her once more. Patty told Dr. Lawrence Markham, Jerry Burns, that she needed to kill Jack before he woke up and revealed that she stabbed him. Patty's twisted plan was coming along perfectly. Her plan to frame Diane was unfolding perfectly, thanks to the incompetence of DA Christine Williams, Laura Lee Bell, and Detective Burrow, Matt Cohen. They never questioned Kyle, who had a solid alibi for Diane, and accepted Dr. Markham's decision to keep Diane locked up with barred windows as suitable treatment. Patty was poised to inject Jack's with a lethal dose. Just then, the guard entered, mistaking her for a real nurse, and inquired about Jack's condition. Patty seized the moment, claiming Jack had cheated death, an ironic truth, as she was moments away from ending his life. Patty was annoyed by the interruption and stormed out of Jack's room. Patty, annoyed by the interruption, stormed out of Jack's room. She spotted Diane and Kyle, then dashed down the hall to escape. They noticed her, and Kyle shouted for the guard to pursue her. Meanwhile, Kyle checked on Jack and called Detective Burrow, worried that Patty might harm his mother. Patty fled, but Diane quickly caught up, choking her in a fitting response. In a desperate move, Patty jabbed the Digitalis-filled syringe into Diane's neck that she meant to kill Jack with. Patty was apprehended just as Jack regained consciousness. The cops and guard arrived just in time to apprehend Patty, arresting her in the Thursday episode. Detective Burrow was present, taking Patty into custody, while Kyle hurriedly carried Diane away for medical help. At that moment, Jack finally regained consciousness with Tracy by his side. He recalled Patty stabbing him and shared it with Tracy, who already knew the truth. However, the DA and detective were clueless. Tracy informed Jack that Patty was blaming Diane for the stabbing, leading to Diane's arrest. Now awake, Jack could finally tell the police about Patty, which would clear Diane's name. Diane was proven right. Yet, Tracy and Jack remained unaware that Patty had just injected Diane with a syringe full of Digitalis. Now, Diane was fighting for her life. Jack had narrowly escaped death, and now Diane faced a similar fate. Thankfully, she survived. Meanwhile, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, remained blind, and Josh Griffith continued to write poorly, with his tenure lasting until October. With Patty still dangerously insane, Christine appears foolish. She will have to drop the charges against Diane, because the truth was surfacing. This meant Dr. Markham is in jeopardy and could face arrest, as it becomes evident that Patty and the psychiatrist had lied, while Diane had been truthful all along, but no one had listened. Markham throws Patty under the bus. It seems highly probable that Dr. Markham will betray Patty and hold her accountable for all his actions. If that happens, Patty might retaliate by implicating Victor as well. Right now, Patty is facing the grim possibility of life behind bars or being committed to a psychiatric facility. One of those options is definitely more appealing. Therefore, Patty could decide to come clean to the authorities, revealing that Victor was the one who hired her and lured her back to Genoa City, paying her to sabotage Jack and Diane's relationship. This all began with the kidnapping of Jack, who was hidden away on the yacht that Victor financed. Patty claims Victor spiked the liquor. Furthermore, Patty claims that Victor was responsible for spiking the liquor. He essentially hired a lunatic to abduct Jack and then drugged him, leading to a sexual assault. That's an extensive list of offenses. DA Christine is fully aware of the long-standing grudge Victor holds against Jack, which could lead to serious legal repercussions for him. But Patty might even escalate the situation by fabricating a story that Victor paid her to murder Jack. She possesses that bag of cash, which could easily be traced back to Victor. Summer spoilers reveal Victor and Nikki's marriage is tested. A summer spoiler for Y&R reveals that Victor and Nikki's marriage faces unprecedented challenges, and we suspect it's not just about blindness. The real test could stem from Jack's situation. If Patty decides to turn on Victor and reveals their arrangement, or worse, fabricates a story claiming he paid her to kill Jack, things are going to spiral out of control for Victor, not just with the authorities, but also with his family, particularly Nikki. Honestly, Victor's actions are despicable. Bringing back the unstable Patty was a reckless move. He was fully aware of her obsession with Jack and her violent tendencies. It's possible Victor wanted Patty to kill Jack. In fact, it's possible Victor was secretly hoping Patty would eliminate Jack. This way, Dr. Markham could team up with Patty and they could pin all the blame on Victor, claiming he financed their actions. We still don't have clarity whether Victor was indeed funding this chaos, but no one would be surprised if he did. After all, Patty was the one paying Dr. Markham to keep Diane at his place, which was meant to be a long-term arrangement, and Patty certainly doesn't have the financial means for that. So, there's a strong possibility that Victor's involvement is much deeper than what has been disclosed so far on Young and the Restless. Victor could have financed Diane's kidnapping as well. Victor may have financed Diane's kidnapping as well. At the very least, he did pay Patty to abduct Jack, and he intentionally drugged the liquor, fully aware that it would lead to disastrous outcomes. Therefore, that bag of cash could serve as undeniable evidence of his connection to Patty. It's likely that Victor had to visit a bank to withdraw all that cash. Meanwhile, Christine might relish the opportunity to take Victor down, especially after he had Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, provide her with that fraudulent evidence. It was used against Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, which ultimately proved to be false. This has added to Christine's embarrassment as DA. Now, with her arresting Diane, she appears even more foolish. Christine will charge Victor and throw Patty back in the psych ward. If Patty implicates Victor, we could see Christine, infuriated by being made to look like a fool twice, ready to charge Victor and send Patty back to the psych ward, possibly even charging Dr. Markham as well. Even if Patty fabricates a story claiming Victor paid her to kill Jack, the rest of her claims hold truth. Once Nikki discovers that Patty stabbed Jack, there's no doubt she will unleash her fury on Victor. The other Newmans may also struggle to overlook Victor's actions this time, especially since Jack nearly lost his life, and Diane did too. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates.